Ladies and gentlemen, let me tell you something that changed the course of my life, and it might just change yours too. Most people don't fail because they aim too high and miss. Most people fail because they aim too low and hit. They think too small, they dream too small, they live too small. And they wonder why their life doesn't feel like it fits. It doesn't fit because you were never meant to squeeze yourself into something small. You were never meant to dim your light, shrink your vision, or clip your wings. You were meant to live like a giant. But the world teaches us something different. It teaches us to play it safe, to stay in line, to be realistic. But let me ask you this, when did a realistic become a requirement for your dreams? When did you start asking for permission to think big? Because you were not born to be average. You were born to be phenomenal. There's a giant inside of you just waiting to be unleashed. And the only thing holding it back is how you think. See, thinking small is comfortable. It doesn't ask too much of you. It doesn't require risk. It doesn't demand courage. Thinking small lets you stay hidden, stay quiet, stay in your little corner of the world while life passes you by. But thinking like a giant? Oh, now that's a different story. Thinking like a giant requires faith. It requires vision. It requires belief in something bigger than your current circumstances. It means standing tall in the middle of fear and saying, I'm going anyway. It means seeing possibility when others only see problems. It means dreaming out loud, even when people roll their eyes. Thinking like a giant means refusing to settle for crumbs when you were born to feast. Let me ask you a question. What have you been settling for? What dreams have you shelved? What ideas have you talked yourself out of? What calling have you ignored? What voice have you silenced? Because somewhere along the way, someone convinced you that you were too much, or maybe not enough. And so you started playing small to make other people comfortable. But I want to tell you something. Playing small does not serve the world. It doesn't help anybody. It doesn't inspire anybody. You're not doing anyone a favor by hiding your brilliance. When you think like a giant, you give others permission to rise. You show them what's possible. You show them what it looks like to live with boldness, with passion, with power. But first, you've got to believe that you are worthy of the giant vision inside of you. You've got to stop shrinking every time life gets hard. Stop talking yourself out of opportunities. Stop waiting for someone else to validate your dreams. You validate your dreams by waking up and walking in them. Oh, thinking like a giant doesn't mean you won't feel fear. Oh, you'll feel it, but you move anyway. You move not because the fear is gone, but because your purpose is greater than your fear. You move because staying small is too painful. You move because you know that everything you've been through was preparing you for this moment. Thinking like a giant means you don't live in the past. You learn from it. But you don't live there. You're not defined by your mistakes. You're not limited by your failures. You are refined by them. They are part of your training, part of your story, part of what makes you strong enough to carry the vision inside you. Giants aren't born. Giants are built through adversity, through discipline, through relentless faith in a better future. Let me tell you something. You've got to stop thinking small about who you are. You are powerful. You are resilient. You are capable of things that would blow your mind if you could only see yourself clearly. But you've got to stop seeing yourself through the lens of limitation and start seeing yourself through the lens of possibility. Start thinking like a giant, and giants don't entertain small thoughts. Giants don't walk around asking, can I? They ask, how can I? Giants don't wait for conditions to be perfect. They move and let the details catch up later. Giants don't beg for permission, they walk in purpose. And hear me on this, giants know that their vision is not just about them. Your dream is not just for you. It's for every person who will be inspired by you. Every soul that will be lifted because you had the courage to think big, live bold, and walk tall. When you think like a giant, you break generational curses. You change the trajectory of your family. You rewrite the story of what's possible. That's what you're here to do. That's what you're being called into. So stop apologizing for wanting more. Stop hiding your ambition. Stop talking yourself out of the next level. You belong there. And if no one else ever tells you that, hear it from me. You belong there. You were made for greatness. You were made to stand out. You were made to lead, to create, to inspire, to build. There is no glory in playing small. There is no power in shrinking to fit in. So make the shift. The shift from small thinking to bold dreaming. The shift from fear to faith. From excuses to execution. From wishing to working. You don't have time to think small anymore. The clock is ticking. The world is waiting. The stage is set. This is your moment. This is your time. So stand up, speak out, step in, and most of all, think like a giant, because once you do, you'll never go back.